Well, I gotta say, it's a cloudy day today after the rain and thunderstorms this morning. I gotta say, welcome in everybody to the next episode of A Day in the Life. Well, guys, I don't even know why I'm filming today. Haven't felt really good, but I know this is part of my job here. But anyway, gotta find some things to film. I can't just go without a day filming nothing. But anyway, guys, I think the reason why I don't feel good is because I don't have nothing to eat. Boy, sounds like a police officer's on high pursuit or something. But anyway, so, uh, the only thing that I've had was just one corn dog, one deal. Yeah, right. One deal, spicy ketchup, and still waiting on my paycheck to come in, and still there ain't even nothing in my bank. You know, guys, I gotta say, it is hard to even come back from all the losses that I've went through for the last 11 and a half years. I say, with Benny taking what was mine, taking everything that I busted my butt for, and I know I shouldn't be mentioning any names, but I know I kind of feel pretty upset about that. But as time is moving on, I will heal from these losses. And it's been really hard for me, to work only one income, paying the bills and having to struggle even more. And it's been hard for me. I'm not gonna lie, it has been very hard as we face inflation, as we deal with a lot of things these days. I mean, even to this country. I mean, it's in a state of disorder as it already is. And, knowing that gas prices are going up, food is going up, everything is going up these days. And it is very, very hard. And, that's not a good thing. A lot of people that think, oh, it's a good thing. No. That's something that I'm going to have to disagree on. And a lot of us need to learn how to agree to disagree. And, that is all about growing up, is we learn to even agree at all. Or to even disagree. I mean, we all know. But these days have been very, very struggling. I wait on this paycheck. Like, is it going to be in this evening? Or tomorrow? Or Saturday? I think about that. And maybe it will be in tomorrow. But knowing I keep the faith, just hoping, because I'm already out of food, and there's my dad, I can't keep asking from him, because all I know is I'm going to get a swift answer, and it's going to be no. and I don't want to ask you guys for anything. Keep it. Guys, and I gotta say, I think the way that I've acted for a year and a half, I mean, even towards Benny, I think about it a lot, is how much I disenfranchised him. But I think clearly to this day forward, he's done that to himself. Because he's lied to so many people, lied to you and me, and all knowingly. That's something that I'm going to live with for the rest of my life, is to remember what he did. Take something that wasn't even his and always saying, "Oh, I promise," and never fulfilling that promise. It's what happens when you have somebody that's just not trustworthy like he is. It's hard to, this is my biggest secret that I have to let out. It's hard that I had to deal with this for 9.5 years as I worked along with him. And all the time he came out there and asked to borrow money. And he's like, "Oh, I promise, I promise, I promise. I promise I'll pay everything back to you in full." When I understood that all his words that he spoke out was a complete lie. He never cared about you guys, or me, or my family, or his family, or anybody around him. He doesn't really care. The only thing that he ever cared about was taking somebody else's money and running off with his tail between his legs. That's all he did. And it angers me a lot to even talk about it on this season's episodes, like I did the last 2 seasons. But I really think I have to get this off my chest. I mean, it's part of life. You gotta blow off steam at some point. Just to express the feelings, to get somebody else to understand what you went through and this and that. But to me, 11.5 years, I went through far worse than him. I nearly lost everything. I nearly got homeless at one time. I nearly got put on the streets. And, because of Benny. Do I think he's a bad person? I don't know. Do I think he's got a lot of mental problems? I think yes. I don't like judging him at this fact, but I think what really needs to be said is it needs to come from the heart. And I need to tell him, I hope he's watching here today. I went through a lot. And I know you went through a lot. And I know that you lack discipline. You're full of all yourself and you lack discipline, and you're full of just self-doubt. You doubt everything. You doubt everything because of the news. The news told you nothing. They lied to you from the beginning. They are going to keep on lying to you no matter how long it takes. They lied. You look at these. I ain't even going to say it because I ain't going to risk on saying anything about it. But you know what I'm trying to say. I've been telling you for years on edge, you have to turn away from this. You have to think about putting aside the personal differences that you got. And you need to start manning up, growing up, and taking responsibility for your actions. I had nothing to do with your job loss or anything. It was, oh, I walk out and quit. Oh, I made a big scene about it. I lied about it. That's what he's telling all of us is he lied about everything. He made it all about himself. That was the truth about it. You know, and that's the deep, dark secret that he doesn't want to tell people about. He don't want to tell his family about it. He don't want to tell me about it. I mean, we all look at it. He's deeply hiding something that none of us know about. You know, and the secret is already exposed because his corruption is exposed. Everybody sees it. The way that he talks to people, the way that he lies to people, the way that he plays dumb to people. We all see it. You know, and I like the good old days. We had our great days. Me and him. We would always hang out. We would always watch movies. Eat chicken. Why not? You know, and I paid every meal. That's what I did. Paid every meal out of my paycheck. I was so good. I was faithful. I was always faithful. And if I don't deem myself faithful, then who am I? If I don't bust my rear end. You know, and that's the whole topic about this episode is I know I talked about him and it's been that way for the last 2 seasons, already 3. But this is the way of telling the secret. It's like what we saw in the shack, you know, how Paul and his wife went through 11 and a half years of pain because of Paul's dark secret. You know, and just like me and Benny. Benny has had dark secrets. A lot of us have secrets, and it's time to come clean. Be honest, truthful about what you're saying. Speak from the heart. You know? But I miss him every day. I'm wishing he could have changed. Making everything work out, keeping promises, doing what was best for me and him. A friend would not give up. Make a promise. Say, hey, you know what? You helped me, so I'm going to help you. By keeping promises and staying true to your words, being honest. You know, and say, hey, I ain't going to do that. I ain't going to lie about it no more. That's the whole significance of building a friendship is being honest with each other. Staying true. to their words. But I know I've been struggling, been having a hard time to even let this out, and so a lot of things that I shouldn't have done, and maybe I hate Benny for the things that he's done. Maybe he hates me for the things that I said to him. But you know what? It doesn't change the fact that I have been telling him the truth from day in and day out. But I hope he understands one day that the truth is stronger than the corruption that's going around. The truth will set you free in the end, and everybody knows that. It's good to tell the truth because it lifts the heavy burden off the shoulders. You tell one lie, you're already getting caught. You're already caught red-handed. You're doing these things. But I easily got burned out just talking about Benny. Talking about him, talking about what he's done. Accusing him of his wrongdoings, and maybe maybe one of these days he'll say, "Hey, I looked at this video and you were right. You've been right all this time. I wished I could have opened my eyes and see what I saw on the news as they were telling a bunch of lies to all of us." And them toying. KSAT 12 is a fake news organization because it's not accurate. No platform is, I'm not saying that they are, but they're not. They're not accurate. But, we can't talk about random things. But I hope one of these days that Benny's eyes will open up. He will see the truth. He will see what he's done. Because, I hope for the best for him. And I hope one day that if we ever cross paths again, he'll say, John, you've been right this whole time. I couldn't believe it, but you were. And can't even trust myself because so many lies in one day. Just so many. And failing to keep the promises that he kept, Don't make a promise you can't keep. Always remember, keep your promises to the very end. If you say that you're going to do something for somebody, keep that promise and say, hey, look, if I owe you money or this or that, man, pay it back to them. Don't make them wait. Don't say, hey, I'll keep your money for 11 and a half, 12, so on, plus into the future years. Because that's not right. It's not right to take somebody else's money and hold it for ransom. If you borrow from somebody, make that promise to them and say, yeah, okay, I'll pay it back to you. Because it's your money, you gave it to me, so I'm paying it back to you. At least keep your promises about it. That goes for you too, Benny. If you make a promise, keep your promises. Don't say, oh, I'll pay you back later. No. I mean, you could get the money somehow. You could say, hey, give me a little time. Let me work for it. I will promise you. Right hand up, or whatever hand it is, but right hand up. I promise you. That money will come back to you. But if somebody does not keep their word, I'll pay him back. Oh, never mind. I won't pay him back. He don't deserve it. Why do that for? I mean, lying? Really? What good is that going to do you? Because you're